Now this is how you teamfight at the International. Extreme Gaming might have much better chances than what people give them credit for. Let me show you why. The way this all starts is that Disruptor dies in the bottom side, but Extreme Gaming have a ward. On this Observer ward, they see that Aurora are angling towards Roshan. It is extremely crucial that XG make a fast decision on what to do. At this point in the game, Ame doesn't even have his BKB yet. He's 900 gold away, their Disruptor is dead. XM is just getting his BKB delivered on the courier now. They make the call to contest 4v5. And it's not just Ame not having his BKB. Look at Aurora. Look at their timing. They just finished 3 9-second BKBs on their cores. Extreme Gaming want to contest this Roche 4 versus 5. This is a bold call because technically Aurora should never ever lose this fight unless XG outplay them. The two important things to note here are A, the formation that XG keep during the fight, and B, knowing who is allowed in and out of this formation. Now, let's try to break down what the heroes need to do. It's XXS's job to go in first for his team. This is what he itemized for. He has Yules, he has Pipe. He needs to go in for his SD. This is also the ideal scenario for Jinkyu playing the SD because he wants to go in, he wants to use Disseminate, he wants to disrupt him, they want to make space. Disruptor is a backline spellcaster, so X-Nova's job is quite simple. Stay back, wait to use your spells properly. XM on the Leshrac, it is his job to play in sync with Mars's spells and to protect the supports in case Aurora go too deep onto Jinkyu and onto X-Nova. Lastly and most importantly, there's Ame. He is the X Factor. He is the only one that is allowed to cross this line. No one else is allowed to cross this line. Only XXS to use his body and Ame to swing out of it to try and get kills. However, we need to remember that Ame doesn't have BKB yet. That means he cannot be in the middle or the center of the fight. He needs to be incredibly precise with his positioning. Only an extremely skilled carry player can play this upcoming fight successfully. So now we need to remember, because he doesn't have BKB, the best target he can take out is also the #1 risk for him, Lion. Because if Lion catches him, he will die immediately. So this is how the fight starts. XXS walks in, he knows his job. He needs to show the entire enemy team to his team and try to give as much information to Ame as possible. So he walks downhill, he's gonna pop the arena, he just wants to distract. Ame gets to spot mirror, he immediately beelines him because he's isolated. This is all set up by his team. Now, it is also incredibly important how both teams retreat. You see Ame, he's retreating here to the right, but his team is retreating back up here to the high ground. Imagine that this is a pub game, where after this kill, you know what's gonna happen? This Ursa is just gonna beeline like this, and his team is gonna walk down here, and you know what happens? The teamfight ends immediately, and you will lose. But XG, they know what they're doing. After this kill, look at how they just back off immediately up onto the high ground. They pop the BKB on XM, he gets sprouted, he eats his way out before the Dawn ulti hits, boom. Disruption. They kite back. In the meantime, they know that Ame is coming around. Look at him. He's just slowly waiting for his blink to come down, charge up his next overpower, and the Yule spear the Dawn on the left side, immediately go back to the high ground. But look at the line. Nobody is crossing this line. It is only Ame a second time. Now, they use the glimpse, they force the Dawn BKB, similar story. Nobody is crossing this line. Ame retreats to the side. They force Ember to go in, they get an Atos spear into spell usage, and look at XXS here. It is very important to note, these guys know their heroes in and out. He turns with the Bulwark into the enemy team, so that, of course, he's facing Nightfall and Pantu to take as little damage as possible. In the meantime, you have Ame on the side, who is once more just waiting for his next overpower, for his next blink. He needs to find his next target. So going back into the game, you have the Yules who barely comes off cooldown for XXS while they kill Kiyotaka. By the moment he comes down, he pops the stick, he gets disrupted. Ame gets to go in, blinks onto Nightfall, gets him twice. Even here, when Nightfall is this low, nobody is crossing this line. They have the glimpse, they take him back in. Look how nicely disciplined they play. Even here, it's a 3-on-5. Look at their positioning. Everyone is keeping their range, everyone is low HP, and everyone is keeping their distance. This is how you can tell that a team, they're absolute masters of team fighting and knowing their heroes. This is an incredible demonstration of skill by Extreme Gaming. They fully annihilate Aurora, who just had 3 BKBs, and they outplayed them the entire time. Most teams, they wouldn't even contest this Roshan. And it takes a lot of experience to not only recognize that this is what you should do, but to also make it work like they did. This is a fight that Aurora should never lose.